Yeah. We're live, y'all.
Yep.
We are live. All right, let me turn this off. What's up? What's up, everybody? This is MC Till. Welcome to the Boom Bap Chat. Like I said, I am MC Till.
And I am Profound, co-host of the most. I've been ghost. Now I'm back. Keeping it close. You know how we do, Till. What's happening, man?
I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad you're back. Tonight, I'm representing Everybody's Records as always. If you've never been to Everybody's Records, please come to Everybody's Records. It's a great spot here in Cincinnati. If you can't get here in the flesh, you can check them out at everybody'srecords.com. Pro, who you representing tonight, man?
Man, I want to represent my son's 13U football team that I just became the head coach of, the Fernley Vaqueros 13U. So I'm repping the football today. I got a couple of hats on right now.
Couple of hats on.
I got a couple.
Well, man, I'm glad you're back with the co-host hat on. That's a good
You
hat
know it.
for you. Yeah.
You know it.
And shout out to iomos Marad.
Yeah.
Hasn't been here for a minute, but he's got his education thing going, and he's teaching a class tomorrow. So Professor iomos in the
I
classroom doing it up. So much love to iomos. He has to wake up super early in the morning, so he's not gonna be with us tonight. But much
Can we
love
call
to
him
him.
doctor yet?
I
Or
mean, we
we
can
have
call him
to?
doctor anytime. I don't think it's official
Yeah.
yet, but it's getting there. It's
Yeah,
getting
it's
there.
close.
All
Dr.
right.
Iomos.
So tonight, the Boom Bap Chat welcomes a new hip hop titan to the show. His output recently and forever, really, has been nothing short of excellent. He is able to present deep, layered content in a straightforward way. His music is both soulful and gritty and cuts through the saturation of music content these days. His music sticks out from the rest simply because it's better than most of the rest. Friends, please join me as we welcome to the Boom Bap Chat, the one and only Jamil Honesty. Woo!
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I feel important, man. That was
You,
dope. That was dope. That was dope, man.
you are
Salute,
important, Jamil Honesty. You are, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no
salute to
doubt.
y'all, man.
We're gonna get into that important album. I mean, you've put out a lot of important albums, and most recently, the God's Honest Truth, I think is an important album that people need to hear, and we'll talk about that later. But some MCs, they just rapidy rapping, but you have depth to you. I see you more than an MC or a writer, and so I wanted to ask some questions, kind of framed in like a book metaphor. So if there was a book written about your life, what could be a possible title to that book?
Mm, mm. I hate to say it, but the God's honest truth.
Hey, that's
On some
good.
real- like seriously. I mean, we talked about this offline too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the reason why, and we're gonna get into it. That's the reason why that project is so near and dear because it is a project where I kind of share a lot, you know what I'm saying, of my personal my journey, you know what I'm saying, in this
Yeah.
in this physical realm. So yeah, I would say the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? Most
Yeah.
definitely. That would be a book.
Yeah.
That would
So
be the book title. That would
it'd be
definitely be a book title.
it's a dope book title. And thinking about the book, what would
Mhm.
be like a few, one or two or three life-changing moments from your life that would definitely be in that book?
Oh man. Whew. All right. Well, let's see. From having children
Mm,
to actually almost losing my life in 2018, being shot.
mm,
To reconciling with my father, on in his last days, and
mm.
go working through that, navigating through that, and being at peace after he passed away. That was life changing for me because I'm like, yo, if I can forgive uh this man, for whatever he didn't do or he did do, to me. Why can't I configure somebody else? You know what I'm saying? And uh yeah, man. You know, losing my grandmother, who was like one of my favorite people on the planet Earth, you know what I'm saying,
Mm.
outside of my mom's. Like, yeah. So it would be those moments, you know what I mean? And then I would say I would say last year I had a show in Detroit, major breakthrough for me because I
Mm.
you know it was something that I struggle with coming up, just like being comfortable on stage. So it's like I had a major breakthrough there where it was like, you know, it was like a moment of truth. You know, I kind of broke through whatever was holding me back in the prior years on stage. So now I can't get enough of being on stage, man. So yeah, that was another important moment for me.
Yeah,
Detroit, shout out to Detroit, shout out to Ty Ferris, man. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
my
he's
man
dope.
Substance 810. Yeah, he had a show out there that I was out there, you know, with him and all of that. Yeah, it was very um it was a major point in my my artistic journey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. Profound, iomos, myself, like when we were doing shows,
Mm.
we pride ourselves on taking our shows very seriously and having a
Hmm.
really good set and connecting with the audience and being really
Yeah.
sharp. So that's really important to us. So I'm curious to know, about that breakthrough on stage. What was it like? What was that breakthrough like? Was it certain people around? Was it the vibe? Was it like practice? Like what was it that created that breakthrough for you, you think?
Real quick, I gotta shout out my man DJ Logic, my DJ man, that was actually there when that moment happened. I feel like, and I take my shows very seriously. I almost obsess over it, and to a point, you know, where it's like I'm every every chance I get, I'm just, you know, going over sets. I still go over my set, you know, even with me not having any shows or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. But for me, it was just having that anxiety. Like it didn't matter how much I would practice. It was just like I would freeze up sometimes when I get on
Mm.
stage. You know what I'm saying? So um at that moment, it was kind of like, and a shout out to my man Ty Ferris, man. He had said something to me, or not to me, but he had said something um, that kind of um, it was almost like a challenge, not like he was challenging me, but it was kind of like I took it like, yo, I can't come out here and screw up. I
Mm.
gotta, you know what I mean? I got something to prove, you know what I mean? So that anxiety kind of turned into not anger, but more aggression. Like, yo, I'm here. We're gonna do this shit. You know what I mean? And I had to thank Ty Farris, man. Like, yo, I'm glad you you said that, man. And it was like, yo, you know, I can't thank him enough, man, because that really helped me just not just in the music sense, but like just in life period, man. Like, yo, you gotta get to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just yeah, it was awesome, man. I you know, I took all that anxiety and you know, you're gonna get the butterflies, man, but
Of course.
you gotta overcome that. You gotta push through that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, because the thing is like it wouldn't matter how much I would practice, I would just get on stage and there would be a voice like, yo, you're gonna fuck up. And then I would fuck up.
Mm.
Can we curse?
Yeah, you can curse. Yeah.
Okay,
Be
yeah, yeah.
yourself.
It's like, yo, it's like, yo, yeah, you about to fuck up, and then I'll be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I just pushed through that and it's, you know, made myself just like, hey, this is me. I left it all on stage, man. And I can't get enough of the stage now, man. I really
Man.
can't. Like I want to get back on there. Me and Illogic, we talk about it all the time. Me and him get together and we still go through our set. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm ready, man. So like anybody that will have me, man, holler at me. I'm trying to get on the stage, man, and rip it. But yeah, and I think it's really important as an MC to it's cool to do the studio albums and all of that. But when it's time, an MC is someone that masters the ceremony. So if you can't master the ceremony, you can't call yourself an MC. So, watching cats like Ill Conscious, Jay Royale rip the stage, man, these are my peers, like,
Yeah.
crazy, and so it's like, Snook the Crook, like, yo, we, as an MC, you gotta rock the crowd. That's
Yeah.
it's important. It's important to not only be able to do these songs, but you got to get up there and you got to rock the crowd. So, yeah,
Yeah, and I love the name Master of Ceremony, because
yeah,
it's like
master of ceremony.
it
Yeah,
doesn't just happen overnight.
yeah,
Anything you're a master at takes time, takes
yeah,
learning,
yeah.
obedience,
Right,
discipline, all
right.
that. So yeah, that's dope. Rewinding a little bit, you mentioned your dad passing.
Mhm.
My condolences to you
Thank
for
you, man.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I know that's hard. My dad passed um right before the pandemic started. Would How long ago was that?
2021.
Okay, yeah. So that's similar.
Yeah.
You mentioned like finding peace with him. What was like the most challenging part of getting to that peace?
Um, well, I was part of the statistic, if you will. Black man grew up without a father, so to speak. And for whatever reason, that happened. I grew up. I became better about that. To make a long story short, and later on in life, he reached out to me.
Mm,
He wanted to, establish a relationship. And I was like, kind of like standoffish. I'm like, I was bitter, like, yeah. And then I talked to one of my kid's mother, and she was like, yo, because he would be involved with my children and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, you gotta let that go. And this man is trying to reach out to you, and
mm,
you know, everybody makes mistakes, and just with me becoming a father and making my mistakes, I'm like, damn, she's right. Like, because I'm out here making all kind of mistakes and doing this and doing that. I would want my children to forgive me. So then I was like, we had a conversation, me and my father, and he was like, because every time I would talk to him, he'd be like, bro, I feel bad about not being in your life, this, that, and the third. So this last conversation, one of the last conversations, I was like, bro, listen, like, we're gonna leave that in the past. The kids are crazy about you. I'm here. Let's just rebuild. Let it go. Like, whatever happened in the past, I'm willing to just kind of leave that alone and rebuild. So um, yeah, and when I said that to him, he was starting to get sick at that point. When I said
mm.
that to him, I could actually see him physically, like, feel like it was a some relief when I told him that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it uh came when his time came, when he was about to pass away, I remember talking to him like, yo, and he was kind of like comatose a little bit. And I was like, you did good, man. You made all your, wrongs right, you
Mm,
know, and pretty much like, yo, free to go, and he kind of came out of it and was like, I love you.
mm.
Kind of went back, you know what I mean? And the next day he passed away. But yeah, I like, I'm at peace with it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have no bitterness. I feel like if I didn't have those conversations with him, I'd still be bitter.
Yeah.
because it would be, you know what I mean, it wouldn't have, none of those things would have been addressed, and I would be bitter and I would be sad, like, damn, you know what I mean? I wish I had that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not one to hold a grudge and none of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was ill. It was ill. Yeah. So shout out to rest in peace, William Reddick. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so glad. And thank you for sharing that. And
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you had the opportunity. I know someone that's near and dear to me, they lost their dad, but they didn't have a great relationship. And it's like you would think in one way it might be easier if you don't like your dad, but
Mhm.
it's harder
Yeah.
because the opportunity to make amends is gone
Right.
forever,
Exactly.
you
And I
know?
always right. And I always say, not always say, but the thing about forgiveness is it's not, people think it's for you, the person that's giving the forgiveness. No, it's not for you. It's I'm sorry. It's not. They think it's for the other person,
Right.
but it's not for the other person. It's actually for you.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like, you, it's like you have to forgive. You don't have to. And people get forgiveness and forgetfulness mixed up. You know what I mean? You don't have to forget what that person did.
Right.
You have to forgive. You have to,
Right.
because it's on, that's going to be on you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It make you sick, stressed out. You graying at 20. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Bald at 35. Like, like, let it go, man.
Yeah.
Let it go. You could change your relationship with that person. You know what I mean? Listen, the dude, somebody crashed your car. You ain't gotta let that person drive your car no more.
Right.
But you
Right.
gotta forgive that person.
Yes.
You got to.
And I
You,
always think about like you don't necessarily need to be the person that stays in that person's life.
right.
Especially if they've done some terrible, abusive,
Exactly. Exactly.
traumatizing stuff.
Right.
But you can forgive them, and you can want other people to show up in their life to help
Right.
them. You don't
Yeah.
have to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
can want other people to do it,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And people don't understand that the difference
Yeah. Yeah.
between,
Yeah.
and you can forgive somebody, and that person, it's their job to make you forget by their actions. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good point.
different levels to it. Yeah, but yeah, we can
Yeah.
talk about it all day.
Deep show tonight with Jamil
Yeah,
Honesty, man.
yeah,
Profan, you came back on a deep show.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, look, I ain't even get into my father, so yeah, that's why I'm like sitting here enjoying the whole thing. We all done lost our fathers, but
Yeah.
I think it's unique though because although I was raised by my father, you know
Mm,
what I mean, and he was
right,
in my life.
right.
I had issues at certain points with decisions that he made.
They made right,
And you know what I mean?
right,
My dad was married 3 times. So,
right,
I wasn't raised by my mother. I was
right.
raised by my stepmother, which
Okay.
her and I are super, super close. I was like
Oh, that's
13 months
beautiful.
old.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But,
Yeah.
just decisions like it's not cool that a 5-year-old know what cocaine is. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, right,
it's
right, right,
just
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's but you do make amends, and I was there and watched my father take his last breath too. And
Right,
you I know my dad loved me, and I
right,
loved my father.
right,
It's one of those things where, like you said, you don't really appreciate it until you become a father yourself.
right,
And
right.
I got 6. So,
I got
you
7.
know. So man, so you are what it is. So to
Yeah,
have that empathy for your own father is,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
No, no
At
doubt.
the same time, because went through therapy and all of that. And I remember the therapist telling me to write a letter to my father. He had already
Mm,
passed away.
right.
And and I wrote this letter, and she was like, after you write it, say everything you want to say. And she
Mm,
was like, and burn it
Mm.
mm,
afterwards.
mm,
And it was like, wow, and that letter became a song actually,
Mm.
that I haven't really released to the world because, it's like super personal. You know what I mean? It's
Right,
like
right,
one of
right,
my
right.
more personal things. And although I have an opinion about certain decisions that were made, I don't want to
Mm.
make it seem like I don't love my pops. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was
Right, right,
my dad
right.
made me who I am today.
That's right.
Him and my stepmother. So,
Right, right.
you know what I mean? So I get it, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you sharing that because yeah,
Yeah.
man, we all done been through it.
Right. And we all
And
flawed, bro. At the end of the day, man, and we're all flawed. We all walk in contradictions. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, who am I to judge this man? And he's coming to me wanting uh wanting to reconcile. You know what I mean? I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to, but
mhm,
the fact that I did, it helped me so much. It helped me so much to see, you know, everything as in its totality, and it helps me, kind of how to relate to my children, because
Yeah.
me and my kids, some of my kids' relationship was strained based off of decisions that I made and things that I've done. So it's like, who am I to not forgive this man? And I'm sitting there and turning around because God has a way to turn the tables on your ass
come
real
on.
quick. Feel me? Oh, you don't
Facts.
want to forgive him? I'm gonna put you in a situation
Right.
where you got to see how he felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did. I had a situation where, my oldest son, like, he was to him like I was his hero. But
Hmm.
based off of a decision that I made and a mistake that I made, he saw that, dad ain't Superman, and it kind of threw him off. It threw him off and it threw our relationship off. So it's like, yo, you know, here I am in the same situation as my father, like trying to reach out to my son, trying to relate to him, trying to
Yeah.
mend, that relationship again, make it bring it back to where it was, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, props to you, man. That
Yep.
sound like a great dad, you know. Just want
I'm trying, man,
yeah, we all tried. Yeah. It's not
I
easy.
yeah.
Um, before we pivot and talk about some fun music,
Mm.
um, I have one more question about your book that you've written about your life
Right,
that
right,
we're
right,
that we're
right.
writing tonight. You mentioned a near-death experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm super curious about that if you don't mind sharing, and if you don't,
sure.
that's fine. Um,
October October
yeah, yeah, go
26,
ahead.
2018, about 12:45 a.m. Thursday night. Um, I was robbed in front of my house.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, bare face, $4, and I wind up getting shot in the stomach. Yeah. A struggle ensued because after he got whatever the $4 that I had in the wallet and the phone, he told me to put my head down. So I'm thinking that he gonna, hit me in my head. So I grabbed the gun, and in the struggle, I get hit point blank in the stomach. Point blank in the stomach. Yeah.
What's that feel like? Do you
Oh,
remember? Just
oh,
like
hell yeah! I'll never forget it. Actually, I still have the bullet in me.
really?
Yeah,
Why they
yeah.
didn't take it out?
Nah, they actually, I'm getting that taken care of, probably in the next couple of months. Yeah.
Okay. Did,
Yeah, but yeah, I'll never forget that, bro. Yeah, it's very painful.
yeah.
Painful, very scary, and
Yeah.
the first thing I did was I went, I just connected straight to God. Like
Mm,
everything else was blanked out. It was just me and him. That's it, and through his mercy, man, like, I was in and out the hospital. The doctors told me I was lucky, no vital organs was hit because I got hit with the gun was on my stomach,
mm,
9 millimeter. You know what I'm saying? So um, it's nothing but God. All praises to the Most High Christ, man. Straight
Wow.
up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
nobody could tell me, you know, nobody could tell me anything about whether or not God exists. Um, I, I don't fear man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't. I fear God. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank God you pulled
So,
through, man.
Wow.
so,
That's an amazing story.
Incredible.
mhm.
What
Yeah.
was there some on the other side of that as you were, getting better healing?
Mhm.
Was there something you took from that experience? Like was there something that did it alter? I know you spoke about like did you have this unwavering faith in God before that? Did that change? Like what's something that like, kind of changed as a result of that
So,
situation?
so prior to that, 2017 kind of began a real dark period of time.
Mm,
I went through a breakup, had some issues, uh, and I was in a dark place, contemplating all kind of stuff. But death was on my mind a lot.
mm,
And that's the thing too. I was reading As a Man Thinketh, James Allen. Just got finished reading that book.
mm.
Wonderful book, by the way. He talks about the power of thought, how that kind of um, it maps out your life. You
Yeah,
know, and a lot of people don't think about that, like how powerful the brain is and how powerful thought is. When you think about stuff enough, you think about something enough, it will materialize. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I thought about a lot, and it
mm,
showed up on my front doorstep. So it went from me, thinking about death for me to me fighting for my life, wanting to live. So at that point, I wanted to live. I want to live. I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I took from that. Like, yeah, I want to live. You know what I mean? I want to live.
yeah,
I got something to live for. I got my children, you know what I'm saying? I got my loved ones. Loved ones are my children, but other people outside of my children, I
sure.
love. I got, a career, music wise, my art. So yeah, it really helped a lot because tell you like with that maybe that next couple of days, I'm still bleeding from the stomach. I'm in the studio in my basement recording modern music,
Wow.
the first modern music. I'm in here doing all kind of features and all of that, bleeding from the stomach, pouring like Kool-Aid out my damn stomach, man. You know,
Wow.
yeah. So like modern music was definitely made from like literal blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I put that out in December of 2018. So yeah, I'm soon, like I said, as soon as I get out the hospital, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
recording. Yeah. I mean, even some records from actually, yeah, some records from the God's Honest Truth, because we started recording that in 2017.
Oh wow. I didn't
Yep.
realize that.
As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, one of the first records, well, actually, the first record we did is not even on the album, called Revival. We did that, and then Empower,
Hmm.
the joint with Elzai. That was one of the, that was an early joint. Yeah, yep. Yeah,
That's a
shout out
dope
to
joint.
Crazy Fingers too, man. Crazy Fingers.
Crazy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my brother right there, man. We had a lot of conversations, man, building that record. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
dope.
Yeah, yeah,
That's dope. Well, I hate that you got shot.
yeah,
Obviously, it's terrible. Don't wish on
yeah,
it anyone. I'm glad that you found meaning, you know. I'm glad that you found something good, to
yeah.
come out of it. That's dope. And I hope that, people listening, uh, can learn. I'm a big advocate for learning from other people so
Mm-hmm.
that you don't have to go through it. So like if you're out there listening and death is on your mind a lot of negative thoughts, you know, maybe you can figure out a way to turn it around without, going through something, really drastic like that, you
Right.
know. So,
Mm.
learn from other people. So, yeah. So that's dope, man. And thanks for sharing that too.
Yeah,
Uh,
no doubt. No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah. I do want to shift a little bit, talk about some music. Um, been a pretty serious show, but you've had, serious things happen in your life. And I think sharing these serious things, helps other people
Yeah, no
with the
doubt.
serious things that they're going through, you know. So um and I was with a gentleman today, older gentleman. He was really into music when he was younger, and then he decided to go into kind of a normal job, not a music job, for
Mm,
security and all that. But he was saying how musicians are like professional feelers. Like
mm,
they they know how to feel and they know how to put that feeling into art so that we can, digest it and learn from it and
right.
experience it. So I think that's dope. And I see you in that way that you're able to put those feelings, in the music, which is dope. So speaking of music, and speaking of Baltimore, you're not from Baltimore, from Staten Island, is that right?
Yeah, Staten Island originally, but
Okay.
Baltimore is definitely my second home. I spent like, most of my life here.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I was born and raised as a child in Staten Island, going back and forth, throughout my teenage years and all that. So yeah, that's first home,
right
Baltimore
on.
City. Yeah.
I think you already mentioned a few, but I'm just curious to know who are some of your favorite Baltimore MCs that are inspiring you right now.
El Conscious, J
Yeah,
Royale. Oh man, Ace Cannons is a beast. Um, You'll never know. I mean, it's a whole it's a plethora. I mean, if we're going back, K Mac, Silhouette, um, what I mean, my man Don Street. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's Scar Akbar, you know. Yeah, shout out to Baltimore, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, but these guys, I probably forgot some, but y'all are right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, no doubt. There's so
Word
much
up.
rich content in Baltimore and the hip
Yeah,
hop
it
scene.
is. It is. Oh, Greenspan, like it's a lot. Yeah, it's. I mean, Boy Bless. Um, yeah, these guys. Baltimore. I came here in the early to mid '90s, man, and you would be surprised at the incredible talent that's here, that's always been here.
Yeah.
A lot of times, Baltimore gets overlooked.
It's almost like y'all need like a book, a review of some sort.
Word.
Yo, a lot of laughter
A
here
boom
because
bap review.
a
Right,
Boom
right.
Bap review. Jamil Honesty and I've talked about that doing a
Yeah,
Baltimore
yeah.
book.
No doubt. No
So
doubt.
yeah, so we'll have to keep talking about that. Well, let's get into this album, man. The God's Honest Truth. It's a great album. Um, I wanted to start first with the album cover. So
Okay.
I always think a good album cover is one in this day and age that makes someone who's scrolling through their Instagram or whatever, makes
Right.
them stop and look. I feel like this album makes you stop and look because it's interesting because
Hmm.
there's definitely a picture,
Right.
you know, but the picture is not taking up it's kind of off centered. It's not taking up the full square. And you're like,
Hmm.
well, and you can't really see what's going on outside of the picture unless you like stop and really look at it.
Hmm.
So I'm just curious about that picture, the meaning behind it, who did the artwork, and if you can
Hmm.
just, share a little bit about the imagery there.
Shout out to Squam. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Squam. He did the artwork. SKWAAM, I believe. Yeah, he did the artwork. Incredible. He did some things for Josiah the Gift.
Oh,
Some other,
yes.
yeah, yeah. He did the
Yeah.
Togo joint. He did the Togo. Is it Togo? Togo.
Ah,
With the
that sounds right.
cartoon joint where he's kind of like sitting there with the blunt in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. He did that joint. Again, so the album cover is just showing you like I'm sharing. I'm sharing, right? Because that's a picture of my oldest son and my oldest daughter.
Okay.
It's a real. I'm gonna send you the real picture. It's a real picture
Oh, the artist
that
saw
was
the
painted.
picture and drew it.
Yeah, he saw the picture
Okay.
and drew it. Right. He was being silly. he was wearing his mom's glasses, and he made that goofy face. And I always looked at it. I'm like, yo, this could be an album cover. That he's 16 now. So that's should tell you how old that picture is. Cause like he looks
Wow.
like about maybe 5 or 6 years old. Um, so yeah, so that's a picture of my children.
Okay.
Um, so what I say is, and you know, what's always spoken about is like, you know, the children are like the closest thing to God, close
Mm,
to the truth, right? When you get children, you know, you get a 4-year old when they can talk, you know, they're gonna tell you how they feel. They're gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna tell you the truth.
right.
They
They're
Yep.
gonna
still
tell
tell
you
you the
who they
truth at 12.
yeah. Right. They go right. And then, you know, when they start getting older and they figure out, you know, they start thinking, oh, well, if I tell the truth, I might get in trouble. You know, that's when they start the line and all that, right? But before that, when they get to that point where they like 4, 5, 6, don't ask them a question if you don't want the answer, you don't want the truth. They're gonna give it to you, right? So you got that. You have uh what is it? Is there's a shield of David, which is the seal of God. You know what I mean? So everything within that picture is basically surrounded around God and the truth.
Yeah. I'm gonna share it here for people to see that are listening. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then you know,
Yeah, that's fresh.
and then
Yeah.
black and white. You know, the truth is black and white.
That's dope.
You
So
know what I mean?
the guy holding the necklace,
Yeah, that's God.
Mm.
God is holding the necklace.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
And then the necklace, like the shield of David, that's the seal of God.
Mm.
You know that the Bible speaks of. Yeah. So God's honest truth.
Yeah, that's a great cover. Like I said, it makes me stop and look like what's going on here, you know. And and what I like about it is like it draws you like the picture draws you in first of
Right.
all. Like it
Right.
sticks out, it draws you in, and then there's these other things that you kind of go to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, great job there. Kron. So you said his name was
Squam.
Squam.
You know
Squam.
what?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, great
yeah,
job,
yeah, yeah.
Squam. That was dope.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna
Eh,
send you. I'm gonna send you. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I
send me
was,
his information. I want to give him a shout out. And
yeah, yeah,
a side note about kids, you know, speaking the truth, I worked with this kid. I don't remember the kid's name, but I worked with this because I work with kids. And
yeah.
there was
Okay.
this one kid, he was young, like 5, 6, maybe even younger. And he would always ask tons of questions.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? I wonder what would happen if the next time I see this kid, I don't let him start talking. I just play his playbook and I start asking him tons of questions. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I just like a, experiment, see what happens. It was
Right.
a hilarious thing. Got that dude quiet. I was just
Right.
asking him question after question after question after question. Before long, he kind of stopped and got quiet. I was like, this is how you get this kid to be quiet.
Right.
You
Right.
just ask tons of flip the script on him, ask him ton of
Right.
questions.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Right.
All right. Got the album cover, God's Honest Truth. This album, um, did you I'm always curious about the creation of an album like this.
Mm.
Did you like did in your like what was the album there? Like did you know like okay, this is the album. I have an album that's or was it just over time? I know you said it started in like 2017. So over
Yeah.
time it just like came together.
It started piecing together. Like we
Yeah.
had to, like, okay, in the beginning, we had an idea of a project that we wanted to do. Him, myself, and Crazy Fingers, right? And we
Hmm.
knew that we wanted to do something where we were kind of talking about some life things, but not it didn't start piecing together until we walked away and lived life and I get
Yeah.
shot and my father
Mm,
dead and you
yeah.
know what I mean? And he's going through certain things. And then we sit down and like, yo, we start talking. He's, sending me music. I'm sending it back. And we like, yo, we're gonna call this joint the God's honest truth. But that was, I'm gonna tell you, that was like talking about maybe 2020, maybe. And we started doing the record at 2017. I don't think we
Yeah.
came up with the name, the title of the album until like maybe 2020, something
Oh,
like that.
wow.
It might have been 2021. But this was something, it was a series of events that put this album together. It wasn't just we did it in a few months. It took from 2017 to I think we might have did some of the last records in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So it took us a minute to
Yeah.
finish this album. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, great work takes
Yeah,
time,
yeah, it takes time, man. It takes time. That's why I would say, this album is not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because the thing is, you actually have to sit down and you gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
You can't just. There are certain albums where you put it on, as soon as you put it on, it's like, oh, what? Ooh. It's not one of those things for everybody. You
Sure.
gotta sit down and oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what this joint is about. Okay, Empower. Oh, joint. This is a joint about two conversations he had in the barbershop. Like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them things. Yeah.
Yeah. The song "Wake Up," "Spread Love." I really like. I like all the songs. That
Mm-hmm.
song in particular.
Mm-hmm.
After you write a song like that, record a song like that, I just feel like it's a powerful song. Do people come to mind where you're like, oh, I really want this person to hear this song. I want them to hear this message.
Yeah, my people.
Yeah.
The people, period. But
Yeah.
specifically, what happened was how that song came together. I got pulled over by the cops.
Mm,
I was coming home from work. So the cops, and this is like right after not too far after I got shot, right? So he pulls me over talking about, oh, you almost ran a light. Okay, so here it is. You pulling me over because I almost ran a light, but the dude that shot me is still scot free, shooting somebody else probably. You know what I'm saying?
man. Yeah.
But this is around the time like Sandra Bland, this situation with Sandra Bland just happened. So I'm like,
Yeah.
kind of like, damn, am I gonna get killed? Because
Mm,
that's going through your mind. Like
yeah.
you get pulled over as a black man that was like, yo, black and brown man, you might not make it home.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'm not. So I got like, I kind of broke down a little bit, you
Mm,
know, and that's how that song was born, you know.
mm,
And then, and I'm talking about it. Like, if you listen to the song, I'm talking about me actually getting pulled over, you know.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. Man, this album is just like me, just kind of cutting my arm and just bleeding.
Mm,
I mean, just bleeding. Like, I'm just telling my story, but you know, it, people will relate because I'm giving them the real. This
yeah.
is what I went through. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not nothing make believe. I'm not talking about no fictitious character, none of that. This is an actual thing that I went through that a lot of my brothers and sisters go through every freaking day. This
Yeah.
ain't the first time I had, gotten pulled over with guns in my face and all kinds of stuff. It's not the first time. It's something that we deal with on the regular. We're almost desensitized to it
Yeah.
to a point. You know what I mean? But yeah, that for me it was kind of real because, like I said, this is you know when that Sandra Bland situation was fresh. So it's like, oh man, like, am I gonna make it home? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
You know, sometimes in life, we get caught up in abusive relationships or a painful situation, and rather than leave it for
mm,
something unknown, we stick to it because it's
right,
known, it's comfortable in a way, even though it's painful, it's
right,
weird. We're
right.
humans, we're weird people. Did that kind of thought or idea come into play with your song running out of problems? Because
Mhm.
that song, like, I love that song. And there's a part of it, it's like, okay, on one hand, you can interpret it like I'm running out of problems. Good. This is a good thing because I don't, getting rid of problems is good. But then
Right.
on the other hand, it's like it almost feels like it's that idea of like being addicted to pain. Like I'm running out of problems.
Mhm.
Where's the next problem that I can cling to, you know?
All right, so I'm gonna put it to you plain. Sometimes when we going through stuff, it almost seems like it's the end of the world, right? It's like
Right.
I can't take it. I can't take it, right? So it's like that's what I'm saying. I'm running out of problems. Like I'm up to here. I gotta look up. When I say look up, I mean and I gotta pray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could take some of that burden off of me. Cause when you do that, you give it to God. It's like, it gets to a point where you gotta just let it go. Can't worry about things that you can't control, right? So you
Yeah.
just him and just be like, yo, I'm running out of problems. I gotta look up. Like I can't handle this on my own, man. So I'm gonna give it to God. So
Yeah.
that's
That's dope.
yeah,
I
that's what
like that. I like that.
yeah.
Uh, Bro, any thoughts, questions around the album?
Man, uh, the guy's honest truth. Uh, I did. I had wrote something down, brother Jamil. I wanted to know, like, what was, and I know you put this together. You know, you collectively put this together over time. But what was the main inspiration, like, behind you wanting it to be labeled like God's honest truth? Like, was it one thing in particular? Is it a collective of things? Is that how you see it? You know what I'm saying? How you see it now? But what's the main inspiration of that title?
The main inspiration from it was me me coming me embracing accountability.
Mm,
And so you people go through life and they try to blame everybody else for their issues and their problems
yeah.
and circumstances. But when you look at it, with a magnifying glass, you'll see that it's all on you as the individual.
Mm,
You create your life. You create you create your life, man. You create your circumstances. So that was the main thing. Me, you know, just embracing accountability, knowing that okay, you know what, these are the things that I've done. Um, yes, I did them, but I'm not going to condemn myself because I did these things, right? Also, to and even the things that I've been through, like these are the things that I've been through, but they're not me. Just because I went through something negative or whatever, I don't necessarily that doesn't mean that I have to turn out to be that way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or the whole gist of it though is that God is in control of everything.
Mm,
You know what I mean? He's putting the pieces together.
yeah.
He's the master teacher. You know what I mean? He gives you these lessons. Whether you learn them or not, they're there, and sometimes you got to repeat them over and over and over again till you get it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm saying a lot because it is a lot. It doesn't just
Yeah.
mean one thing. 'Cause
That's
even with the cover, I'm telling you one thing, but there's so many different meanings uh to that cover too.
right.
Like you can grasp different things from the song. You know, I hope that
Yeah.
answers the question, brother.
Yeah, it does.
Mm,
That's dope.
mm,
Something you said reminded me of Brian Stevenson quote. Brian Stevenson, civil rights lawyer, incredible, created the Legacy Museum in Montgomery. Anyway, just an incredible person. And he talks about how people are better than their, worst, uh, um, atrocity or whatever. Because he
Hmm.
defends people on death row, and even though someone has made a mistake and has done something horrible, they're better than that mistake. And yeah,
right.
I think that's really dope. So God's honest truth. If you have not heard it, you need to go hear it. It is just about anywhere you can find music. It's also on the Bandcamp.
Okay.
Um, and do you have merch for this album still, or is it sold out?
No, I still got CDs and tapes, so hit me up. Go
Yeah,
Jamil
it's
Honesty at bandcamp.com. Yep.
yeah. I still need to get one of those CDs myself. I feel a little ashamed. I'm a CD guy and I don't even have one. I feel
Nah,
bad.
man, listen, man, you got me in your book, man. We'll talk, we'll
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, yeah. And you have your own label, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
We actually getting vinyl in the next couple of months.
Oh, dope.
Through Steam Records.
Okay.
Records, yeah, they're pressing it up. Small run, but it will be available. So make sure you tap in with that. And I'll make sure that I make the announcements or whatever. But yeah, so Steam Records will be pressing up the God's Honest Truth. I don't
Okay.
know how I almost forgot that. Yeah, word up, word, yeah.
Yeah, so the vinyl's on its way. CDs and tapes are available now, and your label, Black House Records,
Right.
has other albums, right, for sale.
Yep, yep. We got Stacks 410, Lolly Gata. That's a artist under the label. Dope album. I produced the whole record.
Oh,
Yeah, got I'm featured on there. El Conscious is featured on there.
nice.
Rock This Monster from Helter Skelter is featured on there.
Oh,
Yeah, so make sure y'all tap in. That's everywhere as well.
okay.
Camp, all the streaming outlets, and I think we're getting vinyl pressed up for that soon as well. Of course, you got the first record that was put that we released is the Rufus Buck Project.
Dope joint.
Still have CDs and vinyl available and T-shirts available for that record as well. That's a bit everywhere. We got Bolo Young.
Mm,
Bolo Young was that was produced by myself, the MC Sean Links, incredible MC. Uh, we did that record in 2022. So yeah, got Harbor Kids.
yeah, I need to get that one too. That's the joint. Bro, that was the one we were just listening to that joint before you hopped on.
It's in my ear right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah, Harbor Kids. Yeah, shout out to Squeegee, man. We got a story. We got an ill story too. Yeah, Squeegee. Me and Squeegee. I knew Squeegee when he was a baby.
Oh wow. Okay.
Up in the same project building. Man,
Oh,
it's
dope.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we kind of lost uh uh communication or whatever you call it, connection or whatever through the years, and then we came kind of reconnected through Facebook. I saw that he was rhyming. I'm like, yo, blah, 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 yo, you Dean, yeah. And ever since then, it's been a rap. We've been rocking with each other, featuring on each other's albums. And then we decided, yo, look, we need to do another joint. We need to do a joint.
Yes.
So we did
Let's
that. We actually working on another one. So,
Oh, yo, my man Anthony from Hip Hop Lifers actually wanted me to ask you that if you got another Harbor Kids in the
mhm,
mix. What
mhm.
about he also wanted to know about the Bolo Yang if there's another project coming for that.
We talked about it. We talked about it. It's not off the table. You know,
Okay. That's
Um,
good.
yeah, yeah.
And what about the
Classic material.
okay, the Martyr music? Is there another Martyr music coming in the
Yep.
works?
Water Music 3 is coming in full. I got some really special guests on
Oh,
there.
can you speak on it yet?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, nah, I mean, I got some Boom members on there. I'll say that.
Okay.
Boom members.
Wu-Tang.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, he from Shaolin.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah.
And
Oh,
I have to
Oh,
ask you about your what I think is your most recent album. Give Us Our Daily Bread,
mhm.
which is it Macaca? Is that how you say that?
Cha-cha.
Machacha. Okay. I knew I probably butchered it. That's a dope album right there.
Thank you, man. Salute.
Yes.
I got the sweatshirt, man. Make sure y'all come get that, man.
Yes.
Got that.
It's a great album cover too. Speaking of album covers.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Hip Hop Junkie. Hip Hop Junkie did that. One of the illest artists on the planet. You send her something, and she'll flip that joint.
Dope.
I sent her a picture of my hands. That might even be my hands. I don't even know. But she killed that. Yeah, Hip Hop Junkie is one of the illest.
Yeah. That's dope. And you have more for sale? Sweatshirts?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yep, limited sizes and whatever. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. But yeah, I
Yeah.
got
And
some.
where can people find this merch?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah,
search
that
that
that cover's fresh.
Google. Yes. Jamil Honesty. Go to Bandcamp. Find it. Support this man. He's got dope material, dope merch, the whole nine. Anything else you want to get out there to the world before we celebrate some classic
Um,
hip hop albums?
I think we touched on everything. Black House Records, man. You know, most of my, if not all my whole catalog is on Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tap in. All my merch is there. Jamil Honesty at bandcamp.com. If y'all, y'all need some verses, y'all need production, you know what I'm saying? Holla at me. I'm on IG, Jamil Honesty, Jamil JAMIL_honesty on IG, man. Hit me up. Serious inquiries only. You know what I mean? Don't waste my time. I won't waste yours.
Right.
And it's
Yes.
free, but we could work it out. I work out with, I'll work out with your budget, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We could work it out. But yeah, beats, rhymes, I'm here.
Got it
Um,
all.
uh,
Cool.
uh,
Right on, right on. So the last thing we like to do before our shout outs is just celebrate some hip hop albums with a little something we like to call one word. So I'm gonna play this little intro, and in the intro, it's gonna ask you a question, see if you would like to accept the challenge of the one word game. And we'll see. We'll see if we can get Jamil Honesty on the show doing one word. So here it goes.
oh, I gotta say a word. I gotta say a word.
Oh,
What?
not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet, man.
Like,
We
baby,
always laugh at this part, man. We always laugh at this part,
So
man.
so the challenge is I'm gonna name some albums. I'm gonna show you some album covers, and the challenge is for you to respond to it using one word or less.
okay. One word or less with that pertains to the album, you mean?
I'm gonna show you the album.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. We got a few albums here. All right. First one. Man, I'm so glad we're giving this album some shine. I love this album. This is Gas Mask by The Left. One word.
Jesus. Classic, man.
Classic. Yeah.
Classic. Apollo Brown, journalist 103. That's my guy. I talk to him here every now and then when I
Okay.
come out to Detroit, man. Yeah. So that album right there is how you got modern music in the series.
Really? How so?
Well, it was a combination of a few things. I mean, of course, you know, I'm a Staten Island dude, so I'm heavily influenced by Wu-Tang, but there was a period in time where I was really gravitating to the Detroit sound and how gritty and grimy it was. It reminded me a lot of New York in the 90s. You
Yeah.
know, one of this record right here was one of them joints like, yo, who is this dude? Who are these? What is you know what I mean? Like you at that time you wasn't hearing production like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean with the banging drums, the gritty, grimy samples and how they was
Yeah.
chopped and all of that. So it was kind of like on some real stuff, like, you know, I told Hob, like, yo, I need something like that. You gotta be grimy. So there, yeah. And I think one of the songs on Modern Music we really captured that feel. It's called Scribes. It's one of Substance 810's favorite for me, and Mickey Diamonds. Mickey Diamonds always telling me, yo, it's me. So it features it's me and Jay Royale. But yeah, that
Dope.
album right there is the reason.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. Next album is by a legendary MC, one of the greatest lyricists to ever walk the earth. But we don't talk about this album very much in his catalog, so I'm glad we're talking about it today. This is Doc's the Name
Docs
by
the Dame.
Redman.
Docs the Dame.
One word.
Oh man. Raw. This raw.
Wrong.
Raw. Raw. Um, see what people don't, yeah, we don't talk about Redman enough, man. But
True.
what people don't realize is this album right here was just kind of like it was proof that, like, you know, Redman can't miss, right? Because before you know what was before that album was Muddy Waters, right?
Right. Yep.
Muddy Waters, and in between that you had the Blackout. Prior to that you had There's a Dark Side, and you had the first album.
Right.
So he just giving you all kind of, you know, joints, right? So then he hits us with this joint. I think it's a straight through. In my opinion, it's a straight through. I'm not saying it's better than Muddy Waters at all, but yeah, that album don't get enough props, man.
I
Raw.
agree. It's a good album. Speaking of good albums, you know we have to do at least one from Staten Island. This is Supreme Clientele
Ooh.
by Ghostface Killer.
Phoenix.
Don't
Phoenix.
worry.
And I'm gonna tell you why. That album made that album gave Wu-Tang breath again. Yeah.
Yeah. Gave hip hop breath, man. That album was just
At
so
that
dope.
at that point, Ghostface put the whole Wu on his back.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that was like, yeah, nigga, we ain't finished.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Straight
Yeah.
rule, classic.
Yeah.
And to this day, that album and only built for Cuban Links. That those two albums are being made over and over and over in the underground,
Yeah.
over and over and over again. The Phoenix, man.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. Next album is I like this album a lot. This is Anarchy by Busta Rhymes. It's got one of my favorite Busta Rhymes joints on here.
Son, listen, let me tell you something, man. I don't even know. I had this conversation with somebody. It was like, "Oh, your Busta don't have no classic album." To me, that album right there, bro, undeniable. The production, the lyrics, the cadence, the features. Rock Moss with Ray and Ghost. Like, come on,
Heist. Heck yeah.
crazy, crazy, crazy. Jay Dilla
Mm-hmm.
on there, like Just Blaze is on there, like the production. See, for me, I think I feel like the production is just as important, if not more important than what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the candy, right? It's the candy. Medicine tastes better when it's sweet. When it's sweet.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Medicine tastes better when it's sweet. So like people don't. I think that some artists got too caught up in lyrics, and then forgot about the production.
Right.
It's got to be neck and neck, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that album is anarchy.
Yeah. It's a great album. And Knots, the producer Knots, man, I love his beats.
My favorite.
DJ Scratch too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ Crack is on there.
Get
Killing.
Out. The joint
Dylan
Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, Till, who did get out?
Knots.
Not.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, man. Get
Yeah.
out. Get
Get
out
out of
of here.
here. Yeah.
And the joint with DMX and Jay-Z, that's a
Yes.
dope joint too.
And the yeah, that is.
It's great. Great album
That's a
all
Why
around.
We Die. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Oh man.
Dylan was killing on there too, man.
Yep. Dilla
Yeah,
on
Dylan.
there. Busta always gets a good Dilla beat. All right. Last one of the evening. Man, I love this album so much. So I'm glad we're celebrating it. This is the preface by Elzai, who, by the way, Elzai is featured on the God's Honest Truth
Yeah,
last
yeah.
song. So
Let me tell you, man. Yeah, that album is it's like
mm,
the blueprint, man, for lyricism. You know what I mean? Like L is a phenom, man. When it
yeah,
comes to when it comes to this whole MC thing. Like I remember hearing him I want to say the early 2000s. He was they had came to Baltimore, I believe, and he was on they were on the radio, I think either freestyling or something. I'm like, wait a minute, because I knew about Slum Village, right? But I didn't they this is when they made the transition. So I didn't know about Dilla kind of stepping back and then they brought in L. I'm like, okay, this is Slum Village, but who is this dude, right? Talking,
yeah,
Chelsea Deck and just like patterns and all. I'm like, hold up, who is this dude, right?
yeah, man.
And I did not get a hold of dang, it was either Out of Focus, one of them joints, man. Like back then, you had different ways to leak music and all
Right.
that kind of stuff, man. So I got one of his mixtapes like early. It had like this joint called Checkmate on there, Love It Here.
Mm,
Yeah, this dude. So when he put out that he was putting out an album, I'm like, yo, ran and got that joint. Went to the spot called Soundgarden when it copped the album, man. And yeah, yeah. So it
yeah.
was really an honor to get him on the project. Very cool individual, and he even reposted it, man. So that
Oh,
like,
dope.
L, man, yeah, L was a super cool dude, man. Word up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy and thankful he's making more music these days. I know
Oh
he had a few years where it looked like he I don't think he put much out, and then last several years, man, he's been putting out just great. I mean, he always puts out great stuff, and now that
yeah,
he's putting out more great stuff, man.
yeah. That last album is crazy too. With Oh No, yeah,
Yes, I love
Heavy
that album.
vibrato.
yeah,
Yes,
Heavy Bravado, yeah.
I like
Mhm.
every album he's put out. I really really like.
Yeah, yeah. He's
You know,
he's crazy. It's like the lyricism, his storytelling telling ability. Yeah, he's
and
definitely
I love how and you do this too. I love the one producer, one MC
right.
combination. And with
Hmm.
the exception of like I think one of his albums. They've all been one producer, one
Yeah,
MC,
yeah,
which I really love. So,
yeah. Yeah.
you succeeded. You passed the test of one word. Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I'm
So, hey, yo, Pro, you know what we need to do? We need to put like a like the Midnight Marauders cover with all the
Yep.
faces. We need to create
Yep.
like a one word alumni of all
yeah.
the guests
Oh, that'll
that
be
have
dope.
done one word
Why
up
didn't I
there.
put that? I didn't. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't put low end theory on that list because low end
Oh,
theory
Yeah,
is the reason why I rap.
it's because the scenario, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard that in another interview. I actually had where that joint. Yeah, I actually had that joint ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go. It's a
Yeah.
dope
Yeah.
album. You know what? Another album I have ready for you because I know you mentioned this in another interview is it's a Big Daddy thing about Big Daddy Kane.
man, stop.
Yes.
Dope MC right there.
Hell yeah.
The legend.
Operator and Scenario are the two songs I rap.
Hey, those are great
Those two
songs, man. I
songs that
remember
made me start rapping.
I remember Smooth Operator as a kid. I remember Scenario as a kid. Yeah, man, those are influential songs for so many people.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, before we get out of here, it's a hip hop show. So we like to always end with some shout outs. So Pro and I will do some shout outs and then we'll turn it over to you, Jamil, for the final shout outs. Pro, who you want to shout out tonight?
Man, I'm shouting out the Profound Six and that young Fernley Vaqueros 13U football team that we trying to run through this season. And shouting out, the crew, Till, of course, Io, Joe, Stowe, Beau, and my man Jamil, brother. Honesty. Man, great to meet you, brother. I definitely, gonna keep checking you out. Was very impressed with what I heard, brother. Very impressed. And keep on doing it, man. Keep going, please, bro. We the last of the Mohicans, brother. You know.
Right on.
And that's it for me too.
Thanks, Pro. I want to shout out, of course, the crew and iomos Marad. I know he's not listening right now, but he'll be listening later. I hope the class went well that he's going to be teaching tomorrow. And man, I want to keep it simple. I just want to shout out Baltimore hip hop. Baltimore has been putting some really dope stuff out lately. Jay Royale, and I don't know what happened to Jay Royale's last drop. Like he dropped it and then it like disappeared. Like the pictures on Facebook, but the music's not there. So I was like, dang, man, he just put it out there for a moment. Let
Yeah.
you know. So
It's
anyway, shout out to Jay Royale. He's super dope. Ill Conscious, of course, is super dope. Just everyone in Baltimore putting out really dope music. Appreciate it. And yeah, to you, Jamil Honesty, thank you, for sharing yourself with us through music and putting out, excellent music and being a master of your craft. And thank you for being here tonight, sharing, more of yourself with us tonight. So appreciate you. Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to you for the final shout out of the night.
Yeah, first and foremost, man, thank y'all. I want to shout y'all out, you know what I'm saying, for inviting me on the platform, man. This is an honor. This is an honor, 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 honor. Seriously, man.
Yeah.
This having my project in your book, man, like having your stuff in the book, that's man, that's big. It's huge, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely want to shout y'all out. Uh, got Coach Kandaka. She was a really, really big help and assisted in me promoting the God's honest truth. Definitely shout out to her. If y'all don't know who she is, man, follow on the IG, Coach Kandaka. Dope individual, dope sister. She has a lot to offer artists, MCs, anybody that's in the music business, man. So hit her up. Let me see, Black House, my Black House lady.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You got myself, you got 88 Bless, who's a dope producer. He's coming out with his album soon. So that'll be dropping soon. He have a compilation album, got Stacks 410 again, Lala Gatta's out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Got Coach the God. Shout out to him, salute to him. I'm an Animal Pack fan. Uh, RIP to Seneca the Misfit. You know what I'm saying? We lost him
Mm.
years ago. Dope MC, incredible MC. Oh man, Ill Conscious, Jay Royale, Dirk Platoon, You know what I'm saying? Ace Cannons. Uh man, I probably Substance 810. That's my brother. We talk like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I probably forgetting some people, man. But yeah, you know, my children. You know what I'm saying? Word, like, love to everybody, man. If I forgot you, I forgot you. You know, you're not forgotten in my heart, man. But yeah, Jamil Honesty, man. We in here. Thank you for sharing your platform, man. Word.
No doubt. Thank you. And on that note, as
Oh, wait,
always,
I'm sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
J.R. Swifts, man. J.R. Swifts, my bad. Memoirs, man. We got an album coming, man. My bad.
oh,
Yeah,
word. J.R.
we
Swiss,
got an
hey,
album
with
coming.
Jamil Honesty.
Yeah, J.R. Swifts, yeah, we got an album coming, man. So look
Yo,
out,
when
Ooh-wee.
when's
man.
that coming?
That's coming real soon, man. We working on the album now. We got it with like 5, 6 songs in. So that's
Okay.
coming. DJ Grasshopper, my brother from another
Mm,
mother.
he's dope.
Yeah, Fix. Yeah, man. All right. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. All good, man. All good. Thank you, man. And on that note, as always, we say
Peace.